What's going on, guys? It's Royalty Crypto here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a coin called TARS AI, which is actually a somewhat microcap AI play. This was suggested by one of my subscribers, so thank you very much for that. I'm also going to talk about Solana for a brief moment, and also just some upcoming macro events that seem like they should be very bullish for the crypto space. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right on into this video. So when we take a look at what TARS AI does, it is a Solana-based ecosystem building decentralized AI infrastructures to enable permissionless, intelligent applications and tokenized AI assets. So its purpose is to solve AI accessibility gaps via modular tools for developers and users. And the technology uses it leverages Solana's speed for low-cost, scalable AI frameworks. So it is a very interesting concept, and I do believe that the AI narrative in crypto has a ton of potential if the meme coin and altcoin space starts to heat up, which I do expect that it will in the coming months. So this one's definitely one to keep your eyes on. However, I will say, guys, this is a very, very micro cap coin. I know that obviously some people invest in coins that are even significantly smaller in microcap than this, but nonetheless, investing in coins this small is still an incredibly risky game. So if you do choose to invest in TARS AI, please go about it at your own risk and only invest money in a coin like this that you fully expect to be able to lose at any given moment. However, when you do invest in coins like this, the sky is truly the limit, which makes it very hard for me to truly give a price prediction on TARS AI because, it really could go as high as like $1 billion in market cap. And we actually did see this coin late 2024 hit a market cap of 312 million. So I do think that buying at these levels gives you a very good risk to reward, because say it does go back to its price in December of last year, you're already basically 10xing your money right there. And if this coin really does start to heat up, and approaches the $1 billion market cap or around that area, you could be seeing almost a 30x on your money. So very high risk, but also very high reward. So just in terms of a price prediction, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I think it's very possible to get back to the all-time high, which was about 40 cents, give or take. But let's just say that I think this coin could theoretically get to around $1. Definitely not saying that it will or likely will happen, but I think that it has the potential to get that high. But guys, with a coin like this, you really need to be taking profits on the way up because it could go to zero at any given moment. And this coin, as I mentioned earlier, is built on top of Solana. So in order for this coin to succeed, you really need Solana to succeed. But I do believe that Solana has a lot of very bullish catalysts going for itself, including this one right here. So this is breaking news as of a couple hours ago. Grayscale Solana Trust ETF approved for listing and registration by the SEC. This is absolutely massive, guys. So I will say one thing about ETFs, and most of you probably remember this from the Bitcoin and ETH approvals. But the way that these trust ETFs work is people that were buying into them were only able to buy the asset, but they weren't able to sell it. So a lot of times what we've seen in the past when these ETFs first get listed is actually the first couple of weeks is bearish because people are finally able to sell this asset that they've been buying for a long time. And as most of you remember, Solana was as low as $10 a coin just 2 to 3 years ago. So some of these people are in massive profits. So definitely expect some profit taking, guys, but in the long run, this is incredibly bullish for Solana. And when we take a look at Solana's price, we are sitting just below $200 yet again. We had a bit of a sell-off happen earlier today. This morning was looking very bullish, but according to people on X, and I don't know how true this really is that there's a rumor going around that Powell could be hawkish tomorrow in the FOMC meeting. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's true. I don't see why he would be, because it's basically a guarantee that he'll be cutting rates. And I'll show you that here. There's a 98% chance that he's going to be cutting rates tomorrow. And actually, I think if we refresh this, it's even higher now. Yeah, so we're sitting at a 99.4% chance of a rate cut tomorrow. So The odds are definitely in our favor that Jerome is, going to get up on stage and at least be somewhat positive. However, what we really need him to say and do, and it doesn't have to be this meeting, although it would be very good for the short term, but we really want him to say that they are officially pivoting from QT to QE. So maybe the rumor has more to do with that he's not going to mention it in this meeting. That is very possible. But nonetheless, guys, he did already say in a meeting a couple weeks ago that he is planning on flipping to QE very soon. So whether it's this meeting or not, don't get caught up in the short term. If we have a sell-off tomorrow, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Not at all, actually. And let me show you guys something else that I think is very interesting. So when you take a look at the 2-week chart on Bitcoin, you can see that we actually do have quite a bit of bulls starting to bet that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up again. So I could definitely see a scenario, guys, and this is not necessarily a bearish case. It's more of just a short-term bearish thing, is that tomorrow, if the FOMC meeting doesn't go as positively as people want, there is a possibility that Bitcoin could have a bit of a long liquidation event that could bring us to as low as 103,000. Now, I definitely don't think that we're going to go that low, but it is possible. It's also possible that we could revisit like the 106, 108, 110 range, but that would have to be a very negative FOMC meeting. But guys, just keep that in mind, and if it does happen, it's just a buying opportunity, and that's really all it is. It's nothing to be scared of. I still think that the end of this year, no matter what happens tomorrow, is going to be incredibly bullish, guys. I really do. And then just going back to Solana for just a brief moment. So in order for Solana coins to really go parabolic, I think we need to see Solana break to at least $400. I do think that could happen very quickly. I mean, when you take a look at the Solana chart, we've basically been trading at these same exact levels since like March of 2024, obviously with volatility, of course. But when a coin trades somewhat sideways for this amount of time, it really is just coiling up for a massive explosion to the upside. So I could really see Solana, going to as high as $500 to $600 before the end of the year, even if the altcoin market starts to heat up. So if that were to happen, guys, like coins like TARS AI and really any like the Solana meme coins all have just insane potentials to make us all very wealthy. So if you do decide to buy a coin like this, and of course this is not financial advice as I laid out in this video, then you really need to be rooting for Solana. And at the end of the day, if you're rooting for Solana, then you're rooting for Bitcoin because everything basically follows that. And also just one other side note that I wanted to mention, guys. I think that we're just seeing a traditional like risk curve kind of happening right now because the stock market, the S&P 500, is going somewhat parabolic. I mean, we saw yet another all-time high today. We've basically been seeing all-time highs every day for the past week. So I think once the stock market starts to slow down, I think a lot of people are going to take profits and start to buy into Bitcoin. So that's when I think Bitcoin's price is going to start to go parabolic. I mean parabolic in terms of Bitcoin. So like probably 140K, between 140K to 170K, I think. And then once that happens, that's really when we're going to start to see all of the money trickle into Ethereum, and then big caps, and then medium caps, and then small caps like TARS AI. So it's not necessarily going to happen overnight, guys. I really don't think so. But now would be the time to take some risks on some small cap coins. But alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content, and please like and subscribe. This is a new channel. I greatly appreciate all of your guys' support, and I will talk to you tomorrow.